Welcome back to Big Idea. I'm talking to body language expert Janine Driver, a human lie detector. You saw her catch me in a lie. Now it's your chance. What we're doing tonight, Janine, throughout the entire show, is showing people in business negotiations, in any life situation, the different body languages, facial expressions, the things people do, so you can tell when they're telling the truth, when they're lying, when they're trying to get one over on you. It's all about getting the upper hand tonight. So we're going to go through the exercise again of you busting me in a lie. For people who didn't see the last segment, you asked me 3 questions. One of them ahead of time, you didn't know which one I was going to not tell you the truth, and you busted me. So let's go through a new set of questions. Folks, watch at home. See if you can tell where I'm lying, where I'm telling the truth.
All right, so 1, tell me about a time, Donny Deutsch, you were scared and nervous.
Just started working, and I was in the city. I used to take the subway to work. I still lived in Queens. I'd come in, and there were a bunch of 20 or 30 punks. I knew they were gonna mug me or jump me. You just could just see it. I had a suit on it. So I don't know where I got the wherewithal, but I started to act like a nut, like screaming at myself. So they would be like, "This guy's a nut. Who he may kill?" And I just kind of walked right through them. But I remember feeling real fear at that point.
Number 2, tell me about the nicest thing, Donny Deutsch, that you've ever done for somebody.
I had a housekeeper, and her son was really bright, and he was in high school, and he just wasn't getting scholarships to college. And she didn't even ask me, and I just paid for his college.
Number 3, who is someone you admire more than anyone else, and why, other than direct family?
It's really the people who have all the odds stacked against them, either a real physical disability or abusive parents, or and make it.
All right, so let's recap.
Okay.
Ready to recap?
This is hard. This is really hard.
Okay, all right. I don't think I've seen your dimples so much here all in one show here. Okay, so 1, tell me about a time you were scared and nervous. Remind me, so tell me what happened there. Tell me backwards.
Backwards.
So, from going home, getting off the metro safely.
I remember feeling really clever what I did afterwards, because what I had done was I was walking. I had just been working a year or 2 at Ogilvy and May there. I was maybe 21, 22. I remember, pretty early on into my working career. I was in a suit, walking down platform. There were a group of guys, could have been 12, 14, 13 punks. I mean, I was afraid. I remember feeling fear, and I only remember it so vividly because I have not felt fear a lot.
Okay. And 2 was, tell me the nicest thing you've ever done for somebody.
Yeah, my maid's son, I sent her to college, sent him to college.
Really?
And I can't lie, I'm sorry. Already, I did this. Okay, Gina, you busted me pretty easy here. What was the simple bust? What was
there are a bunch of different things. You touched your face at one point.
What does that mean, so I touch my face?
Again, relieve anxiety. When we're lying and we're holding something back, the blood rushes to the surface of our skin, so we get nervous. There's a misnomer out there that you put your hand over your mouth, you're lying. That's not true. Okay. What I did first, Donny, that the people aren't going to get to see is I normed you. What's your normal behavior? So I created a baseline.
You and I talked for 15 minutes.
Yeah, you're not touching your face at all.
Right.
So to me, it's a hot spot when all of a sudden you touch your face, or all of a sudden you shift your body.
Okay, touch my face. What else?
A big, huge one was, as I was listening, I actually wasn't too sure. I was out of the 3 questions, I was a toss-up between 2. I had you go over in details. The big thing on catching someone in a lie is details, details, details. I even had you tell the story backwards, which is important. Now, in business, anytime you're going to confront someone on a lie, you don't want to say, "Are you lying to me right now?"
Right.
It would, imagine if I asked you that, you're going to back up against the wall.
Tell me that again. Go through it one more time in great detail or something like that.
So I take a softer, gentle approach. I flirted with you. I want to be your friend.
Right.
So a hot spot here that gave you away is at the end I had you explain this story again, and all I did is I looked down at my notes and I looked at you and I just said, "Really?" And I paused, and you confessed, buddy.
Broke like the.
You confessed. I think you can put your hands up.
That I am. Let's take a look at what the tells were.
Tell me the nicest thing you've ever done for somebody.
Yeah, my maid's son. I sent her to college. Sent him to college.
Really?
And I can't lie. I'm sorry. Boy, I better not be caught doing anything bad, because all the prosecutor's got to say is, "Really?"
And you said her.
And I fold.
You said, I sent my maid's son to college. I sent her to college. You said her. Again, you want to look for deviations in your normal behavior. You want to look for something that doesn't make sense. And the biggest thing on detecting deception, not one thing. If you find one thing, that's not good enough. Clusters. Donny, at least 2 to 3 things.
So let's go into a real life situation now. Let's say I am in a deal and I'm trying to negotiate something, and a guy says to me, because you're not going to get the situation. Business deals always kind of go oh, do it backwards, do it forwards, you know, to test me. Obviously, that's an interrogation technique. Let's say a guy says to me, okay, you know what? This is what I never know. I'm about to maybe buy an apartment. And then the broker says, I got another offer. What might I look for in what he or she says to know whether they're telling the truth or not?
You want to look for deviation in their normal behavior. If they already started off with their arms crossed, that doesn't mean they're bored or disinterested. Maybe that's how they're comfortable. All of a sudden, they uncross their arms. They're trying to be overly believable. They're overselling you. They might be holding something back. The best way to detect deception in a business setting, without a doubt, is micro expressions. It's looking at someone's face, seeing what we call leakage in my profession. Something leaks. So you're saying, yeah, this is a great place, but yet you leak disgust, your nose wrinkles.
Right.
But you're saying, you know, I've got 6 people that want this apartment. You leak what is called contempt. Contempt is this.
Yeah.
It's just half the lip goes up. It's a micro expression.
Well, you are a great tease for our next segment. Before we say goodbye to Janine, up next, a micro expression expert. He's going to show you, to Janine's point, if somebody just frowns a little bit like that, what it means. When their nose curls up, what it means. If an eyebrow goes up. And if you can really spot these tiny little things, you can tell if somebody's deceiving you, trying to get one over on you. Janine, fantastic stuff. I'm glad I failed. I'm a bad